Hello everyone and welcome to this Campus Executive. I'm here with ENAC. What is ENAC? The French Civil Aviation University, and we're here to talk about the Advanced Master in Airport Management, MSAM. In order to talk about it, I have the pleasure to welcome the course director of the MSAM, Vincent Vimard. He's here with two of his students, one current, Camilla, CHETIOUI, and one who's been graduated in '96. Felisa, PEREZ-LUENGO. The three of them are here to answer my question, but first we start with the corporate speech. The corporate speech, Vincent, well, roughly, main lines, we need to know about the MSAM. Tell us everything.
Okay, thank you for your question. First, the ENAC. The ENAC is the leading university in Europe for aviation and aeronautics. We have 75 years of experience and we know exactly how to train young graduates and professionals for each sector of the air transport system. Secondly, the program, MSAM, as you said, Advanced Master in Airport Management. What is this program? Ambition. The ambition of this program is to train skilled people to work for airport, for the airport sector mainly, for the aviation in general, but for the airport sector in particular. If you are interested in developing airport infrastructures, in running airport operations, or in developing business on airports, well, this program is made for you.
Can anyone apply?
Yes. What's the difference between this advanced master and another master degree, for instance, is that we have a variety of profiles at the entrance of this program, and they can choose during their semester the topics that they prefer, select where they can fit with their own project, their own objectives, and then after the program they are seeing a lot of different opportunities in the airport sector.
So you don't necessarily need to have any previous experience in the airport or the
No.
No, all right. I always like to double check on what directors are telling me. All right, you know what I mean. Camilla, what was your academic background before you applied? What link to the aviation industry did you have?
Yeah, so actually I didn't have any previous background in airports or either aviation sector at all. I firstly realized a bachelor degree in European law and after a master degree in international law, so nothing really linked. But after all, so I applied at ENAC, and right now I am working at IATA, which is one of the biggest leading company in the sector, so that proves that even with a low degree you can apply to it.
It's actually an actual proof. So how do you apply? What do you have to go through? What kind of test? What exactly do you send? You are law students, and so what's the file you need to fill actually?
So as I can remember, I actually applied, so it was maybe 4 months before the beginning of classes. I had to provide a cover letter, a resume, but also to show that I have actually a master degree. So 5 years of studies, and it was basically everything, and maybe letters of recommendation. All
right. Vincent, any advice you could give us on someone watching who would want to submit a successful application and make sure that ENAC is going to say yes? What should they do?
I think what is important is really the motivation. As Camilla just said, we are recruiting master degree or bachelor degree with experience. But in the end, it's not training scientists, applied science specialists. We are training future airport managers. So they can get their own background and bring their specialties, their knowledge, their skills to the ENAC, follow our lecture, follow our course, and at the end get a great success after the program. So really it's just a matter of consistency of the project, motivation, and obviously passion.
Well, passion about the airport and the airline industry. Felisa, which course is still useful today?
Well, I think it's not just what is useful now. I think it's the process that I follow in this master. I think it's the process to open my mind, my knowledge, because when I joined the master, I was working in a field. And the reason to join the master was really to open all my career prospects. and to have this goal to change of the branch of working. So for me, I think it's more this capacity, these abilities that and the skills I developed during the master.
All right, I'm asking that question because you've graduated, let's say, almost 20 years ago, and I want to make sure that we really understand how ENAC has helped you today, and we will go through that with your career. But before that, do you have any, I don't know, specific memory about your time when you were a student at ENAC, one that could illustrate everything that you've just said?
Yes, I think it's one of the best ones. I think it was a really multicultural team and other students. At this time, the master was just in French. So, and there were people coming from Mexico, Czech Republic, and Cambodia. And I remember that these people had to arrive to France several months before to learn French. And I think this multicultural, and then I'm not French, but at this time I spoke already French. So I think it's this multicultural ambience, and to support and to collaborate with these people coming from this with these profiles, and to help them to work together. I think it's really a very good memory. Yes.
So it's not in French anymore, Vincent? It's even more international with the English language, would you say?
Yes, the program is about 35 years old, but in 2013, the ENAC moved this program to English to satisfy the needs from the international community and to enlarge our footprint into the airport sector around the world.
And can I work at the same time as I study for this advanced master?
No, this is a program which is given in 2 semesters. The first semester is given in Toulouse, delivered in Toulouse, Honor Campus, about 550 hours of lectures, case study, airport visits, and projects. So you need to be full-time available for this program during the first 6 months semester. And then you find, like Camilla, your end of study project, your internship into a company, and that's the moment where you start your career.
Camilla, how has ENAC helped you develop through that choices? Because you have a choice that will basically tell you what you will be doing later. And so how has ENAC helped you in that choice, in that regard?
I think that ENAC globally, but especially the master degree, in this sense, helped us a lot, because we have like a huge scale of subjects, not only specifically like on operation within airports, but can be also like on sustainability, finance, or even legal. So we have such a huge panel of possibilities. After we also meet a lot of professionals who after like give us some advice, but also contact to have to apply. So yes, we have a large choice of possibilities after, depending on which sector we would like to work.
I cannot not ask you, how do you teach your students to create a more sustainable aviation? I have to ask you that question, because it's, let's say, if not the main challenge of what the airport and industry will have to face in the years coming. So how has ENAC taken that into consideration?
Sure, this is definitively one of the challenges of the aviation sector, and we are tackling it at the ENAC every day, I would say, myself as a teacher, but obviously for the students. They receive about 100 guest lecturers that are coming during that 6 months period, giving them lectures. So obviously every one of them is aware of that challenge and is giving their idea, their strategy to tackle that challenge. And especially for the students, we obviously organize some specific modules related to sustainability and to airport strategies to tackle the future challenges.
Felisa, I heard you nod when Camilla was saying that how helpful ENAC has been during her studies to help her develop and understand what she wanted to do. Do you have the same memories as her as when you were students, and how it has impacted you today as
at this time, so I chose the master because it was really a program who matched with my aspirations in the career aspirations. So my objective was how to complete my initial education and to leverage the sort of experience I had in the field of airfield lighting. So for me, it was clear that was a way to open the doors. And I had also a good opportunity during my internship to be introduced in the security field. That is really was at this time was really relevant because there was a new regulation. So I joined this internship, and just after the internship, I was hired by the same company. So this produced really the first change of the career that opened later another one. So it's, I think the master opened doors, mainly for me.
All right, we'll talk about the doors that it has opened. And one last question before the expert question, Camilla. I asked Felisa what was her best memory, what she liked the most. What was it for you?
Yeah, I think that what I liked the most was actually at ENAC that we have a campus life, meaning that we have everything there, we can live there, we can eat there, play sport, everything. And we want it really, really includes as a whole, and it's still an engineer school, so we have all events linked to it, while being in Toulouse, which is actually really pleasant.
All right, well, my expert question is about Toulouse, so it really is really appropriate to talk about that, but first the expert question. And my question is going to be for you, Vincent. Obviously, dear expert, is Toulouse international enough for students with international ambitions?
Well, first, Toulouse is clearly the capital city of aviation in Europe. So, as you can imagine, aviation, air transport system, it works at the global level with the same standards everywhere, the same practices. So what we are teaching to our students here in Toulouse is what they can use back in their country, back in their airport, everywhere in the world. So that's quite important to understand that there's no gap between what you can learn in Toulouse and what you can apply anywhere in the world. So then, that being said, that explains why at the ENAC we have that chance to receive about 1,000 students a year, international students, and about 120 nationalities, because they know from each country, they know they can come and learn what is a universal science, a universal knowledge, which they can apply everywhere. And we do the best at the ENAC to help everyone find its own place within the network of students, within the events, to get everyone familiar and happy to be here.
Yeah, no, and thanks to Camilla, we also now know that it's a pleasant city to live in. It's like good atmosphere. Camilla, what difference in the pedagogy have you noticed between the course you had before and the ones you've had at ENAC?
I think it's quite completely different because I was before the university, so it was pretty difficult. But at ENAC, and especially in this master, we had a lot of projects to carry on, a lot of group projects, but also presentation to do. And we also did quite 5 visits of airports, so it was pretty good to see, in practice, how does it work.
And what kind of courses concretely do you have? Because, to me, I don't know, airport management, what is it? Is it marketing? Is it communication regarding airport? Is it finance regarding airport? What exactly, concretely, will you learn? Any specific names or specific modules that you can help us understand what it is to be a student at the MSAM?
Yes, so actually it's pretty large, as I stated. We have classes such as operations. So it will be, for example, how to manage passenger terminal buildings, but also outdoors airfields. So it's the air side of the airport. It's managed and from an operational point of view. But we also have air transport economics. So we can see a lot of subjects linked to the airport directly.
Well, thank you for helping me picturing better what the MSAM was about. Felisa, you said it's not just what I've learned completely, it's also the soft skills that I've learned, basically. So could you name the soft skills, really difference of who you were before entering ENAC and who you were once you graduated from ENAC,
yes,
right? So except from learning French.
So I think it's, and Camilla was explaining too, that this ability, this opportunity to work in different projects, I think the abilities to communicate, to prepare the communication and to be able to explain and to present your project in a right way. And really, I think it's this really keep focus in the NAC. And I think also the ability to apply what you are learning, how to, when you join an organization, how you can apply your knowledge, for example, regarding the planning, the strategic planning, or how to manage human resources or talents or other. I think it's I think you feel more comfortable when you join a second company after the master.
You mentioned several times it was a professional change, a big professional change. Yeah. So what were you doing before? What did you do during those almost 20 years to where you're now, and how does ENAC participate in all the steps, your professional goals? Because that's the main subject. The main goal is to change your, I would say, your professional life.
Yes, that's right. So after finishing my degree in aerospace engineering in Madrid, so I had the opportunity to undertake an internship in Paris in a company specializing in airfield lighting. It was great because I discovered the airport industry, but at the same time I felt limited in my career prospects. So because I engaged mainly in this field, and it was really difficult to go out and to find other jobs not related to the airfield. So I understood that I have to complete this education, to use my experience. So I discovered the ENAC, and it seemed to me the right program to align with these aspirations that I had at this time. So I chose that program, different reasons, because of the country, because France, I think it's recognized excellence, has excellence in aerospace, ENAC, because it's really an organization that is really recognized, and then because of also the program. After that, as I mentioned before, so I started in the security. I changed of domain, and after several 2-3 years, I had the opportunity to go to the international, to Mexico, with other company, Ferrovial Airports. So it was really another change in my life. And since this time, early 2000, so I start to hold different positions in the public and private companies. In airport planning, operations, management, planification, and more or less, I have not covered everything, but I think I've been jumping from one company to another one, and working in different countries.
And you've reached the director status, where you were like the director in the airport sector. So I mean that's quite a big achievement. And when you say you picked ENAC, it wasn't just for Toulouse and the nice weather, right? It was also because it was useful for your career, as we've just witnessed. Now Camilla knows what's ahead of her. Vincent, whenever I have a course director, a director, anything, I'm always wondering, why are they good at what they're doing? So my question for you is, why are you a good course director for the ENAC program, for the MSAM?
It's quite a personal question.
It is.
I can only say that I'm a former ENAC alumni. I discovered this program while I was already working as a consultant in the airport sector, and I was very happy to be called by my predecessor to give first lectures to the students. And then I discovered this program, and I was very happy to get that chance to take the position. I would say that one of the big benefits in joining the ENAC for this master program or the other ones is that we have a lot of professionals coming from the industry that join the ENAC. It's a very professional environment. It's not just university. And we have that chance to receive as well professional trainees every week, more or less, for every module. Professional trainees coming just for a week to join the cohort of students. So that's also helped me and help the guest lecturers to improve the quality of their lectures, improve the quality of their projects, to be always up to date. So that's what I like in my position, and having students like Camilla, who are passionate with that domain is also a very chance.
Camilla, what does it take to pass? How much work does it require? 'Cause we're talking about all of those nice things and how good it is, but I guess no pain, no gain. So what does it take concretely?
So yeah, as Vincent just explained, we have around like a week or two maximum for each module, which is actually one field directly. So for example, 2 weeks in sustainability. And after, so each Friday we will have an exam, but after like this module is done, it's done for this module and that's all. So we will work during the week for sure, and we will have group presentation to prepare and group work. But it's still like really involving for everyone, and we're not really like by our own. We mostly work in group, but nevertheless, during the weekend you will not work.
All right, you still have your weekends, which is the main thing. As an alumni student, how active is the alumni network?
Well, I think ENAC has an alumni organization. Now I think it's really an active, actively organized. I'm part of them, and I participate. At least I try to attend some of the webinars that they organize, for example. And I think they are really well related to the challenge, the current challenge of the industry, the transformation, and I think they are doing a good work on that. And beside that, I think it's the network is there. I think it's being part of the NAC family. I think even after 30 years, I keep this contact between my network, in my network. So people who study with me has worked with me in other companies. So I think we are there after all these years.
Just let's say something.
Yeah, I would just like to add that Felisa is also in part of our activities, taking interns, recruiting new graduates from that program, because we try to maintain the link, and myself, that's part of my activity, to maintain the link with the companies that are in that sector. We already mentioned that we have more than 100 guest lecturers coming from 40, more or less, companies, different companies of the sector. And we know that some of the guest lecturers come to recruit their new employee, to maintain the contact, to keep them up to date with the new cohort. So because sometimes they can recruit their new employee.
Right. Camilla, do you feel like you belong to this ENAC family, the MSAM family? Has it helped you, find your internship, for example?
Yes, definitely. So it didn't help really for my internship, but for example, my supervisor here at IATA knows the previous director of the MS, airport management. So it's still like in the continuity, and ENAC is pretty well recognized for it. And I know that for airport management, there is not like that much studies and masters specialized, especially in this domain. It is much more like in air transport. So we're still pretty well recognized in the sector.
And one last question before we move on to the last word. The same for each one of you. What makes ENAC unique according to you? I will start with you, Camilla.
I will say the diversity of students coming there from different backgrounds, but also different cultures and nationalities.
All right, diversity would be what makes it ENAC unique. Felisa?
ENAC is already a guarantee because of the level of education, the quality, the level of rigor, also because it's a mix between this comprehensive understanding of the airport management and also because they have these open profiles. So there are different profiles, so there is this knowledge mixed with background and a different experience. So they provide really a wide range of new talents and new profiles with a really another value for the companies of the industry. So that's a big difference, I think.
All right. And for you, Vincent?
I would say professional, because it's not just a university that awards initial diploma for young graduates. It's also a professional academy, because we train pilots, we train air traffic controllers, and also we propose short courses to professionals, which some of them join our students during the MSAM semester to get their knowledge updated, to also meet other colleagues and other professionals from the industry. So professionals, definitely.
So not necessarily an engineer, but you will meet some for sure. It's time for the last word. The last word of conclusion. So we kind of started with what makes ENAC unique, but I'm sure we can do better. Camilla, we'll let you start again. What would be a conclusion for this interview?
Yeah, I will say just during our master degree, of course, it's really helped me to strengthen my knowledge, and really was a huge important new degree for my professional network now. So you will be able to develop your network, you will be able to find really easily after professional opportunities, and ENAC is really a nice place to be.
All right, and I think it's a nice place to be. Felisa, what would be your conclusion?
For me, after all this year of career, I think it's. I'm still convinced that this decision to pursue this master was the right and necessary decision to achieve my goals, to change off and to open the doors in this career. And I think too that if there are students considering, or maybe if they have some curiosity in aviation, I really invite them to join the master. I'm sure that they will fall in love with this industry.
Right, fall in love with this industry. That's a big promise. And the very last word for you, Vincent.
Thank you. No, I would just like to insist on the variety of profiles that are joining the cohort. We already discussed it. But if you're interested in developing airports, running airport operations, developing the business of airport, you have a lot of opportunities at the end, either directly with the airport operation organization or with consulting service providers and civil aviation authorities. So depending on your profiles before and what you really like during our semester, you will discover a new range of opportunities in your future career.
Thank you, Vincent. Thank you, Felisa. Thank you, Camilla. Thanks to the three of you for answering all my questions. Well, I cannot not do that pun. If you join the MSAM, you will obviously have your career take off. Very funny. Thank you for watching this Campus Executive, and I hope to see you soon.